In the class introduction, I learned that experience design and management is positive psychology applied to business and to not settle for anything that won't bring you joy. In the positive psychology class, I learned that the happiness formula shows your enduring level of happiness, and it's made out of three things: set range, circumstances, and voluntary variables. In the flourishing class, I learned that the six virtues are wisdom and knowledge, courage, humanity, justice, temperance, and transcendence. And I also learned that my strengths are love, personal happiness, family, and work. In class number 4, Achieving Authentic Happiness, I learned that gratitude always boosts happiness immediately, and to forgive, we are supposed to use reach, recall objectively, empathize plausibly, altruistic gift of forgiveness, commit publicly, and hold on to forgiveness. In the How of Happiness class, I learned that happy people do go through challenges but show poise and strength as they overcome them. And that savoring occurs as we share moments with others, build memories, self-congratulate, sharpen our perception, and absorb in the moment. In the Positivity and Love class, I learned that love is a supreme emotion and that positive emotions are subtle, brief, and potentially powerful forces for growth. In the Flow class, I learned that flow is the state of being completely involved in something for its own sake, finding a balance between a challenging experience that requires a good amount of competence. In class number 8, Meaning and Achievement, I learned that when you have meaning, you believe life is significant, life makes sense, and you are driven by a sense of purpose, and religion can give you meaning in your life. In the Happiest Places class, I learned that thriving individuals rate themselves as very happy and believe that they'll be even happier in the next 5 years, and that countries thrive when citizens feel well cared for by the government, citizens know their needs will be met, and share a sense of social status equality. In the class Why We Do What We Do, I learned that reduced intrinsic motivation is shown when someone is given a threat or during competition, and that increased intrinsic motivation is shown when someone has a choice and is sensitively offered non-controlling rewards. Intrinsic motivation is much better because it provides learning, creativity, problem solving, and a richer experience. In the Self-Determination Theory class, I learned that the self-determination theory is a theory of motivation that explains our basic psychological needs are autonomy, competence, and relatedness. In the Time Famine class, I learned that reasons for more busy lives in America include overwork in America, which increases work hours, exacerbating the pace of our lives, and that America has more unused vacation days than any other country, which has caused several health problems in America. In the Take Back Your Time class, I learned that children's lost time has gone to an increased amount of academic preparation, organized sports, media use, childhood obesity, and highly scheduled kids. In the Building a Good Life in the Digital Age class, I learned that technology has positive effects, which are a connected experience, they meet a practical need, allows us to communicate effectively, and saves time and energy. In the Intentional Families class, I learned that family rituals need to have meaning or significance, are repeated, and are coordinated. And the outcomes of family rituals are predictability, connection, identity, and a way to enact value. In the Family Rituals class, I learned that rituals happen between couples, individuals, and community, and that evaluating family rituals can show a direct route to discuss a specific ritual. In the Last Child in the Woods class, I learned that children do not play as much outside anymore because of technology and other distractions. And so it is good to encourage children to go outside because nature brings creativity and a sense of peace. In class 18, the Experience Economy and Experience Staging class, I learned that experience components include planning, anticipation, travel, experience, and remembering. And I also learned that commoditization is consumer pressure to make marketing price low versus customization is personalizing an experience to be able to charge higher prices. So there's a big difference between those two. In class number 19, Fostering Empathy, I learned the difference between an inward mindset, which is the viewing others like they don't matter. And so others don't matter like you matter, so their needs, objectives, and challenges don't really matter. And an outward mindset is that others matter like I matter, so their needs, objectives, and challenges matter to me. So my objective and behavior take others into account. In class 20, the Design Thinking class period, I learned the difference between designers versus design thinkers. Designers develop specific skills to design one certain area, like interior designer or fashion, and designers just think about designing something better in general, so you don't have to be that artistic. In class 21, I learned about the Designing Your Life intro class, and I learned that a well-designed life is a life that is generative. It is constantly creative, productive, changing, evolving, and there's always a possibility of surprise. In the Wayfinding and Odyssey plans, I learned that wayfinding is the ancient art of figuring out where you are going when you don't actually know your destination. In the prototyping class, I learned that prototyping is all about asking good questions, outing our hidden biases and assumptions, iterating rapidly, and creating momentum for a path we'd like to try out. And in the last class, Choosing Happiness, I learned that what you want from mentors is advice, counsel, discernment, and a long view and a local view. And a way that you can get this from them is by asking them, can we talk not so much about what you would do, but what you think I should do in my specific situation?